All right, so you think about moving to Colorado when you're thinking about Parker and you're kind of wondering, well, what would the drive be like if I were to move to Parker? Now, obviously, if you're working from home, it's not that big a deal. And in Parker, there's plenty of stores and whatnot, and we'll take a look at that too. But what if you're going to be working at the DTC, the Denver Tech Center, or maybe you need to be able to get to the Denver International Airport to fly out every now and again as well? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. And I want to take a look at the map. Hi, my name is Brian Ediger. I'm a real estate agent here in Colorado. Lived here for about half my life, give or take. And I'd love to show you around, give you the ins and outs, the good and the bad of all these different areas. So here we are. You can see outlined in red is Parker itself. And we're down here. I'm going to back up a little bit. Whoop, that's a little too far. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see where Denver is up here. Let me go ahead and get I got Denver. The airport, International Airport's right up there. DTC is over in this area. Got I-25 here. Greenwood Village, you can see right next to that last little dot there. So it's not too bad of driving. Matter of fact, if I go ahead and put in the airport. So if you're in the center of Parker there, you can go up E470 here. Now E470 is a toll road. It's not showing the prices right now. My opinion, paying tolls isn't necessarily worth it unless you're in a hurry. If you're running late, or if you don't mind paying a few bucks on tolls every now and again. And it depends on where you're going from too. So it's a 25-minute drive. I'm almost 26 miles there. And of course, if the toll road gets busy, it could take a little bit longer. Typically, the toll road won't get busy enough, I think, to make it matter too much, but it can. And it just sort of depends on the time of day and whatnot, and I'm recording this at 3 in the afternoon right now, so traffic isn't that bad. You can also see you can go up Parker Road here, get onto 225, over to 70, then over to Pena Boulevard, and go out to the airport as well, and that's saying it's going to take about 40 minutes, and it's 28 miles, so a few miles longer. Of course, if you go down I-70 and get on E470, then it's only be 31 minutes, 30 miles. But then again, you got that pay there that you need to do. So it's not terrible if you need to get to the airport. I would say if you're going to take E470, then yeah, give yourself half an hour or so to get there, maybe 45 minutes just to make sure. If you're not going to take the toll road, then you might want to give yourself more like an hour and a half, depending on the time of day and if there's going to be heavy rush hour traffic. I will say that Pena Boulevard, this little bit here, is that's almost always busy, right? Just because people are going in and out of the airport all the time. It is 2 lanes both ways. Once you get onto Pena and go around, there's no stop signs, no traffic lights. The only thing you need to watch out for are the merge lanes, getting on and off of Pena, because there's other places on Pena you can get to besides the airport. Now, as far as the DTC goes, Denver Tech Center, if you're working there, let's go ahead and pull that up. So you can see that, and that's in the way a little bit there, but this is going to take you 17 minutes from the middle of Parker. Again, right now it's 3 in the afternoon, so you might want to bump that up to a half hour or so. Of course, if you take this route up here, that's going to be, of course it did that for me, didn't it? If you go, let's do the draw tool, there we go. If you go this way, that said it was going to take you a little bit longer, like the 25 to 30 minute route. Of course, this again, you've got E470 here, that's a tollway as well. The toll ends right here on I-25. By the way, there are toll lanes on C470, C as in cat 470, but the whole thing is not tolled. Whereas E470, E as in elephant, the whole thing is tolled. So you're gonna have to pay that. But again, it's not too far from the DTC if that's where you're gonna work. Now, if you want to go up into the mountains, let's say, let's do Idaho Springs, because that's kind of the entrance to the mountainous area, in my opinion, at least on I-70. You can see here, you're going to be about an hour drive. That's if you're taking the toll road. If you don't take the toll road, which it's doing some weird stuff here, so let's avoid the tolls. So that's still about an hour. Hour and a half if you go down 285 here. Bring up this. If you go down this way, hour and a half. I wouldn't go that way unless your GPS is telling you that the other way is actually really busy. Then maybe go that way. But other than that, there's no reason to. Especially during the winter, you're going to want to stay on the highways during the winter because they tend to clear those pretty well. Though up in the mountains, it still can be a little iffy. But now let's go back to Parker itself and take a look here at some areas now. It's outlined in red, right? But when I've made deliveries before, there are some areas down here that are still considered Parker, and even over in here a little bit. I do think you're getting closer to Elizabeth when you get over in this area, though. And we'll talk about Elizabeth more later. But let's go ahead and zoom in if we can. Have to get used to the drawing tool here. And let's come up north and take a look. Now again, some of this stuff, when you're on the edge of two different municipalities, some addresses are going to read as one and some are going to read as another, right? So in this case, some are going to be Parker, some might be Centennial. It just sort of depends. But you can see we've got some nice open space up here. I got another park over here. So plenty of outdoor stuff to do. We've got parks down here as well, as you can see. One of the houses I showed in my other Parker video was actually right down here. I think I want to go ahead and do a different, there we go. Right there, that looks a little bit better. And so you can see you got the Costco and the Boondocks over here, the little strip mall area I talked about, and King Soopers over here. So plenty of stuff to get close to. Over in this area, there's some apartments, and they're building more apartments. These are all apartments over here. Now, when I say apartments, some of them might end up building townhomes or condos or something like that. So I'll have to keep that in mind. Cottonwood's a pretty nice area. A lot of newer homes. We'll look at some price ranges too here in a little bit. Again, this whole thing here is E470 and it's all tollways, so you want to be careful about that if you don't like tolls. Coming down, you know, all of this really is like even all the way down to here, or even further actually. Coming all the way down on both sides of here, it's mostly shopping, gas stations, grocery stores, other kinds of stores, Murdoch, stuff like that. Sky Zone is a fun place to go if you got some kids to do some fun stuff with there. I know some adults who have fun there too, obviously. Again, you can see all the different parks. And as we go down here, all of this stuff over here is going to be housing developments, or stuff that's already been developed. And this stuff too, I think, is Parker, even though it's not in the red. Again, when I make deliveries, it says it's Parker. Some of the stuff might say Lone Tree out over this way. This area. So I was in O'Brien Park in my opening in that video. The one house we looked at was over this way, or really more of a condo was over this way. And all along here, you've got your Safeway over here. You can see the Home Depot. You got Walmart, Target's over this way. A bunch of other smaller stores and restaurants. Best Buy and whatnot are over here. So plenty of stuff to look at there. Let's go ahead and get rid of all that. The other house we looked at was, let's see. The other house we looked at in that video was over in this area. So you can see the golf club right there. Now, if we go down further south, and I want to zoom out just a little bit here. Going down further south, let's see. That's Stroh Road. So Stroh Road here, you got a King Soopers down there, and you've got other stores around it, obviously. I do know that there are some apartments or condos here. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but we can take a look later. A lot of nice homes here, and they're building new build stuff all over here and down here. I think in Pradera here, which some of these, some of the homes in this area are going to be Parker, and some are going to be Castle Rock, especially down here are going to be more Castle Rock. I do think there are still some lots available. Those are the more expensive homes with bigger lots, bigger homes. There are some that are like duplexes and things like that with smaller lots and smaller homes. But that's going to be where more of the expensive stuff is. In the Pinery over here are some older homes on some bigger lots. Some of them are smaller lots too, and some newer homes. But it's quite a bit of them have trees around them, pine trees and whatnot, hence the Pinery. And having made deliveries over there, I think they're pretty nice homes. And you can see the parks, and there are schools here too. Bayou Gulch is kind of a dividing line as well when it comes to that, because any further south, really, like I said, some of these are going to be Castle Rock, but then some of these areas are going to be Franktown, northern Franktown. That's a really small town, and we can talk more about that as well. A bit more out in the country as far as the homes are concerned, and you're going to have to drive either to Castle Rock over here or up into Parker or maybe even into Elizabeth to get some of the more big store areas. So with that, I want to go ahead and take a look at some stuff from RE Colorado and show you some areas. All right, so what we're looking at here is a map of the homes that are currently for sale or sold in the last 3 months that are in the $0 to $500,000 range. And I'm doing that because, well, there weren't that many homes sold for less than that. There are about 100 homes, 99 you can see over there, on this. That's including active and sold, okay? And you can see, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. You can see that most of these are up here in the north. There's a few in the middle and a few down south. Now, whether or not these homes are in great condition, move-in condition, need work, I would assume most of them are a move-in, but that's something you want to take a look at. We can't look at all of these, obviously. That's way too many homes. And a lot of these, based on the research I was doing for my previous video, are going to be condos and townhomes and things like that, not single-family homes. Okay. Now I'm going to back out here and pull up another map. We'll go a little higher in price range. Okay, so this is going to be the 500 to 750 price range, and you can see there's 364 homes here, and these are all over the Parker area. And you can even see, based on the red outline, it didn't include this stuff over here, this stuff down in the Pinery, this stuff down in Pradera. It didn't include those, and it didn't include all this stuff out here either. Like, I think it may have cut off about there. So even though the city outline is one thing, addresses are another. So that's something you may want to keep into consideration. Again, especially when you're getting closer to other municipalities. Not that it's going to matter. I mean, if you like the area, it doesn't matter if you're in Parker or Aurora as far as your address is concerned. Not really. But you can see there's a ton of houses, and I believe the red ones are the ones that have sold, and the green ones are currently on the market. So there's plenty of different houses to look at. This airport, I need to look that up. I think I've driven by there, but it didn't look much like an airport to me. There is also an airport. Actually, nope, it's right there. the Centennial Airport right there. That is a smaller airport that you can, I don't know where all they fly to, but you can certainly look that up if you need to. It might be a better option for you than going to the Denver International. It may not. So let's go ahead and take a look at the higher prices. So this here is the $750,000 to $2 million price range. And you can see there's quite a few homes that are for sale and have sold in that range. With these, it could be that they're nicer, newer, bigger homes. It could also be that they have some acreage. Could be a little bit of both, especially when you're getting out in this area. These are nicer homes on bigger lots, newer homes. They are building quite a bit up here and out over here where the first circle was. And I do know they're building north of me a little bit, up in this area. So there's quite a few new build areas coming out in the southeastern part of, southeast of Denver anyway, to take a look at if you're wanting something brand new. And there's also plenty of homes, older homes, fixable homes, things like that if you want to do that as well. So I do think there are homes that are above that. We could go ahead and put in 2 million plus if we want to take a look. So in the 2 million plus, we've got 25. And so these are all of these. Now, I do have this on a residential search. So assuming that the realtors put everything in correctly, they should be residential homes. It could be, and this could be true for the, the 750 and up, or even the 500 and up, really. It could be that some of these are multifamily homes, duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, etc. They shouldn't be more than 5 units. I believe 5 is the maximum number of units to be considered residential. More than 5 would be commercial. But you can say we have a few of these that have sold and are for sale even. So we can take a look at some of those if you want. Let me know what price ranges you're looking at and what kind of homes you would like to see. And I will look up what's currently available and try to do a showing, make sure they're okay with me putting it on YouTube, of course, and kind of go from there. But that gives you an idea of drive times for Parker, Colorado, and just the wide range really of prices in the different areas. So until next time, God bless and happy hunting.